If you're a parent or have ever been around a young kid, you know the sound. That super cheerful, looping music that's basically become the soundtrack to modern childhood. But what if I told you that hiding underneath those simple tunes is a highly structured, surprisingly complex curriculum for life? Let's dive into the hidden world of kids' YouTube. It all really starts with a simple phrase, one you've probably heard a million times. Mommy, I have got a boo-boo. Now, in the universe of kids content, this isn't just some line in a song. Nope. It's actually the key that unlocks an entire educational system, one built for a very, very specific audience. And let's be real, this content often serves a pretty crucial function for parents, right? When a child is upset, these videos can be the go-to solution. They are, for all intents and purposes, a digital pacifier, perfectly designed to soothe, to distract, and to solve that immediate problem of a crying kid. So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to deconstruct this whole system. We'll start with its role as a digital pacifier, then we'll break down the anatomy of a boo-boo, move on to some lessons in a sharing economy, and finally, we'll reveal the secret sauce, the repetition engine that makes it all stick. So let's start by acknowledging a fundamental truth here. Before any learning can happen, this content has to work. It has to stop the tears. And these videos have pretty much perfected the formula for tackling a parent's #1 in-the-moment problem, a distressed child. So how exactly does it work? Let's dissect the very first lesson in this hidden curriculum, how to deal with physical pain. This is the absolute foundation of the whole system, a core formula for delivering comfort. The structure they use is a simple but wow, an incredibly powerful 4-step loop. First, there's an event, a bump or a fall. Second, the problem is identified and spoken out loud. Third, and this part is so crucial, a trusted adult gives immediate reassurance. And finally, a clear solution is applied to make the pain go away. It's a perfect little script for solving problems. But, and this is where it gets really interesting, the curriculum doesn't just stop at scraped knees. It takes that exact same formula and applies it to more abstract, internal feelings. A song like Get Well Soon, for example, is a total masterclass in this. It moves from a concrete boo-boo to that fuzzy concept of just not feeling well. The songs give children the actual vocabulary for their feelings. The lyrics explicitly name these states. You're feeling low, you've got sniffles, you look very tired. This literally teaches a child to identify and put a label on their own internal discomfort, which, as we know, is the very first step toward managing it. You can really think of this as a kind of emotional first aid. Just like with a physical boo-boo, the process is exactly the same. Identify the negative feeling, then apply a clear, simple solution. Feeling low? Here's your medicine. Tired? You need to sleep. It's a direct, actionable response to what can be a really confusing, abstract problem for a little kid. Okay, so the curriculum then builds on this foundation. Once the child's own feelings are managed, the lessons expand outward to navigating the tricky world of social interaction. We're moving from self-soothing to social negotiation. And what this reveals is another incredibly simple, repeatable script. You see the core conflicts of toddler life laid out. It's mine, you say no, 2 friends are fighting. And right on the other side, you get the magic words that unlock a peaceful resolution. I say please, now we share, it's ours. It's a simple social contract taught through a catchy song. In the curriculum is exhaustive in how it applies this rule. I mean, it's not just some vague concept of sharing. It's drilled through dozens of concrete examples. A plane, a slide, a car, a swing, a lollipop. Each one becomes a practice scenario, like a little virtual training ground for real-world playground politics. And unlike a lot of childhood lessons, there is absolutely zero ambiguity here. The songs state the moral of the story explicitly, over and over again. This is the big takeaway from the social skills module. And the crucial point is that there's no room for interpretation. Sharing is simply the way it should be. End of story. So all of this begs a really big question. Why does it work so well? Why are these lessons so sticky for young minds? Well, that brings us to our final section, the powerful mechanism that's driving this entire system. The answer is incredibly simple, and it's a principle that advertisers and educators have known for centuries. The engine powering this entire curriculum is repetition, just pure, relentless, and highly effective repetition. I mean, for a concrete example, just take one tiny segment of a song. The phrase wah 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 can appear 6 times in under 15 seconds. Think about that. This isn't just filler, it's a very deliberate technique to capture a short attention span, embed a pattern, and make the content totally predictable. And because it's predictable, it's comforting. So when you zoom out, that four-step boo-boo formula is really part of a larger three-stage loop that underpins nearly every single song. First, a problem appears. A scraped knee, a fight over a toy, a bad mood. Then, reassurance is offered by a parent or a magic phrase like please. And finally, a simple solution is provided. This cycle just repeats endlessly, optimizing the whole curriculum for maximum engagement and, of course, retention. And that leaves us with a final and I think pretty important question. There's no doubt this system is effective. It gives kids clear scripts for managing emotions and social conflict. But when a child's first lessons in life are this optimized, this scripted, this algorithm-friendly, what does it mean for the messy, unscripted, and creative work of play? It's definitely something to think about.